What is up? It is me again, and I believe it is the 7th month, end of February. It is currently March the 3rd, so it is my birthday, and I had a little bit of free time to record, and it's probably the only time I can actually record right now, so I decided to do it right now. So just this past month has been quite a busy month, not in the sense of doing fun things, more in the sense of having to do a lot of work. So I've been very busy. I've had to reuse the video for the introduction because I've taken no more new videos. And the editing will be very fast since I have almost no pictures I've taken this month. So been a little busy, but kind of just talking about what's been going down. I wrote down a list again to make sure I remembered everything. So beginning of the month was the Super Bowl. Super Bowl was a ton of fun. Ended up joining, the game started at like 11 o'clock or something here in England. So I went to my friend's house kind of in West London, and I ended up making food for everyone. So I was given a gift of like spices for Christmas. And so what ended up happening is I made burgers. So I had a bunch of meat, made burgers out of it with all the spices and with egg and a little bit of salt and pepper with some of these brioche buns, and it ended up being really, really, really good. Thankfully, everyone liked it a lot. It ended up being a success, which I'm super thankful for since it's my first time making burgers. I was a little bit nervous, so that ended up really going really well. I think I got home at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had an 8:15 the next morning, and it's safe to say I did not go to that class, but really cool experience watching the Super Bowl with a bunch of foreigners. But it was, no one really knew what was going on, and I'm a terrible person to explain football rules, so it was kind of an interesting situation where things that I thought were super obvious were not super obvious, and then the harder questions I had no idea how to answer. So typical, right? And then another thing that happened is I was going to go visit one of my friends in Florence next weekend, actually March 8th through 9th. And what ended up happening is that I got asked to try out for this event at LBS called Tattoo, and Tattoo is like this really big kind of cultural festival where everyone kind of comes together, shows off the different regional clubs do like dances or performances. There's like a talent show, battle of the bands, and just really just kind of fun event, kind of showing off what everyone kind of comes from, and really just having a really fun event for LBS. And so for this event, there's MCs that kind of make sure that everything is kind of going well, that people are introduced, that the filler time is filled, and I got asked to try out for one of these, and so I kind of did it reluctantly because I kind of want to go visit one of my friends. And what ended up happening is that I got it. So now I am going to be this MC for this event, and it turns out that it is the largest one in the history of LBS. So it's like over 1,000 people. So it'll be the largest crowd I've been in front of. But hopefully the experience that I had at Bucks doing the communications chair will be paying off. I hope. So that is one of the things. So I have to do a practice this week to get ready for that. I'm not really sure what to expect, but it's me and 2 other people from the MEM, and then a bunch of MBAs and executive MBAs as well joining us. And so next on the list, if I can pull it up from my phone, so I locked down I think I talked about it before, but I locked down the plans for the China gift, the Global Immersion Field Trip that I'm going on. And so since I have an elective afterwards, I am being forced to basically decide, okay, do I go before or after and skip my elective? So if I go after, I skip my electives, but I go with people. But I go before, I won't skip my elective, and I gotta kind of do more what I want to do. And so I ended up not wanting to skip my elective since it's something I really wanted to try out and try to get. So I am deciding I booked the flight, and I'm going to go to Japan before. So I'm going to meet up with my old host family from high school, see them again after such a long time. Going to stay in Tokyo for a few days and take a bullet train to Kyoto. spend a few days in Kyoto, then fly out of Osaka, which is right next to Kyoto. And then I'm super excited. I'm really, really excited to get back to Japan. It is my favorite place in the entire world that I've been to. The food is amazing. The people are amazing. The culture is amazing. The sights are amazing. I'm just so stoked to go back. And then hopefully my work has an office there. And I don't know, but maybe I could go visit that. I have to talk to my boss about that. But I'm just super looking forward to going. I ended up talking to my dad whether I should do China by myself or should I do Japan by myself for a week before. And China's a little, I don't really know if I'd like it or not. If the places that I wanted to go in China are more mainland, which basically means that I'm screwed since I don't speak any Chinese, and I'd have to hire a guide if I were to do that. And it would, the tensions are a little bit rough, so I don't know how smart it would be to be traveling China by myself as an American. So maybe I'm a little overreacting to the last point, but I decided that it would be, I could go to Japan where I know I'd love it. I get to see the things I love and kind of do everything that I'm really looking forward to. So like some of the things I'm planning on doing are like taking a cooking class. I really want to take a cooking class in Japan. I think it'd be so much fun. Going back to like Pokemon centers, obviously. I really want to go to the fish market in Tokyo. Go to all the different sites in Kyoto since I haven't been yet. So go see the deer, go see the giant temples that they have there. See like I forgot the name of them. I'm probably gonna put an edit up correcting myself on what the name is. But like the long pathway of all of them, the orange ones. I don't know, super famous, whatever. I'll throw up a picture. But gonna do that. I'm just looking forward to it so much. I can't wait to go back. And then so why this month has been super busy is because I've been mostly applying for jobs and kind of getting ready for GDC, which is the game development conference I talked about before. So I'm applying for a decent amount of jobs, about 3 or 4 a week. So that means writing that many cover letters and making sure that my application is fine, editing my resume if it needed to be edited. And so I've been trying to reach out to people that work at these companies and try to say, hey, I'm applying for this position. What do you think? Maybe trying to get my resume in the hands of the hiring manager. So I've been kind of doing that because I'm not entirely sure what the situation will be with Niantic afterwards, and I would much rather be safe than sorry. So really putting myself out there with all these job applications, trying to use my network to the best of the ability. So it's been a decent amount of work just because I am trying to get into this industry for positions that require like 2 to 4 years of experience with about 1 year of experience, if you want to count it that. So it's been a little bit of a challenge. Also trying to figure out where I'd want to work, what city, and trying to determine how much importance the job is versus where I live and the people that will be there. So it's been a lot of trying to figure that out this month. And then in addition, I have been doing a ton of starting to rain again. Typical for London. I've been trying to get ready for GDC, so the game design conference or game development conference in San Francisco. I'm going to in 2 weeks. So that's been, reaching out to my contacts, adding new people. I follow this guy that publishes a gaming newsletter every week, and ended up reaching out to him on LinkedIn, and we're going to get coffee, which I'm super excited about because he seems like an incredibly interesting guy to talk to. Reaching out to everyone I can, trying to do all the prep work I can, so trying to apply for these jobs before I get there so I can talk to the people that work there or talk to recruiters. But it's basically for a lot of people in the program, they've been able to network and they've been able to meet people and do all this stuff kind of throughout this year. And for me, it is pretty much all jam-packed into this 1 week. Or this 1 week, I will be meeting everyone I need to meet. I'll be reaching out to people, networking, trying to apply for jobs and meet recruiters. So it's been a lot leading up to this because I have to do a decent amount of prep work to make sure I'm taking full advantage of the situation. But it is a little bit hard because I don't really have the luxury of really meeting people, especially since I want to go back to the States, which is a continent away. and reaching out online isn't really the most effective way. And even if I do, it's, hey, how's it going? Well, I can't meet you in person until July when I want a job. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but this week I'm trying to make the most out of it and trying to make sure it's as effective as possible. And then also, I think I mentioned it in my last video, but I'm still reading that startup book. It's good. I'm kind of, I'm learning a ton just about how these companies should be running in a more entrepreneurial way. But it is, I want to get through it because I want to read other books as well. So that's always been the struggle, is I always have like a long line of books I want to read. And so it's always kind of like having to force myself to read the current book so I can move on to the next one. But it's always like, oh, I could be, watching TV or do something else or relaxing. And I always have to kind of make myself read. Even though I do enjoy it, once I do it, it's always hard to start reading. And then kind of lastly, one of my friends came in from Texas to come visit. He's been flying back and forth to Europe and decided to spend a few days in London. So I kind of feel bad though, because I was kind of busy and had a bunch of meetings lined up in the days that he had, the days that he was here. So I wasn't able to see him as much as I really would want to. But it was super fun having a friend come here and just kind of realize, like, man, like, those I'm kind of looking forward to go back, just kind of see all my friends again. But it was kind of a good, just kind of refresher, something I kind of needed, just having someone from back home over here again. But yeah, so next month will be, or I guess this month now, March, I'm going to be going to California. It's a big thing, the big kind of career week. Also going to be meeting with Niantic, maybe having more conversations with them. I talked with my boss recently. My boss, so the CEO, came into London, and he didn't recognize me at first, I think, because he's been so busy. But we ended up having a good conversation, and we decided that we should have like monthly kind of catch-ups where I kind of talk to him about what I've been doing over here and kind of talking about the vision that I have for what the product could be improved in a way. So we'll see. But this month, that's happening. Birthday's tonight, so that's happening as well. I don't know, really. This next month has been, more of a work month, but hopefully I'll try to get maybe like a weekend of travel in or something. But the tattoo, California, and just more job applications are what the future is currently looking like for the next month. But yeah, cool. I guess I'll see you all next month.